Hey there, Aries. This is Kristen Redmond, and we are going to be talking about what April has in store for you and what a month it is, right? This is a huge, huge year in general for you. And you started getting a preview for it last year because we started to have those Libra Aries eclipses. And in the world of astrology, the eclipses are what bring the new beginnings in. And since they're happening in your sign, it's been several years since that's happened. And it's really trying to dredge out the old that has been brought up, all the things that you've been working on, and it's ready to move you forward into areas that are more fitting for who you are now. That's the theme of this year. And so now that we're starting to go into this eclipse season, this is where it's really bringing out the juice and that energy for you to make these changes. It's having you look to the past right out the gate, because Mercury is retrograding in your sign starting April 1st, and that ends on the 25th. Now, what that means is that you have the planet of the conscious mind, how these thoughts create the words that come out of your mouth and how they are heard, received, and taken by others, right? That's what Mercury deals with. And so when we have this retrograde happening, we are looking at how our words create our reality. So maybe we are looking at how maybe there can be all sorts of, I always say there's like the good and the bad in astrology, right? There's shadow and light. So maybe on the shadow side of it, we're looking to see where maybe we don't have a filter when we say the things we want to say, right? We're thinking in our mind and then we don't have the filter and then we just say what we need to abruptly and sharply in the Aries way, right? And maybe that's gotten you into trouble. And now you're realizing under the power of these eclipses and Mercury retrograde where your words have gotten you into trouble, right? Or maybe it's the other side of it. Maybe you haven't spoke up for yourself in these time frames. It's hard to find that courage. Maybe you're one of those Aries souls that have come here this lifetime to find that warrior inside of you and to be able to act and to say what you need to say courageously in the moment, right? Whatever, Mercury retrograde is a time that the universe brings us signs. These eclipses brings us signs on how these changes, all these ideas and these words and how it's worked for you are working or they're not, and what needs to change to make it work more effectively. So there's balance in your life, balance in your relationships, and balance internally in yourself. This major eclipse, oh my goodness gracious, it happens on the 8th, right? This is happening in your sign. How cool is that, right? That one of the most major eclipses we've ever seen physically with our eyes in this lifetime, in our lifetime, is happening in your sign. Eclipses are gateways and portals to change and new beginnings. That's what us astrologers look for when we look at somebody's chart. We look to see where the eclipses are hitting in their chart that year, because that's where the old is trying to come out and the new is trying to break through. It's saying this doesn't work anymore. We need to bring in the new. And so these eclipses are showing you on all different areas in your life what old, outdated things, whether it's beliefs, people, jobs, whatever isn't working for you anymore, where it needs to be let go of for the new to come in. And so we have this eclipse on the 8th. This is the time of the new moon as well. We have a few different layers here. We have the new moon, which is about new beginnings. It's about having faith in the darkness and making our dreams and our wishes a manifestation. We do it at the new moon, right? That's when we plant our seeds of manifestation. This is going to be the one new moon of the year that's extra strong for you to plant those seeds of what change you want to see. Then we have the eclipse on top of that, right? That's these portals of transformation that are trying to happen. So those seeds that you're putting in are going to be on steroids. You know what I mean? When they start to shoot up. Doesn't mean that it won't happen right away. You may find that it comes to light in the October eclipses when the second half of this year's eclipses happen, but it can happen next year. You just never know with these eclipses, right? All they're doing is showing you what it is that you want now. And then you put it in the energy of this eclipse. It's like sending it literally into like a tube that goes into a bank, you know what I mean? You have a fast track to getting to these things that you really want. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. So this is big for you, my friends, right? This is a year where it comes into focus the things that you want and how you want to find balance in your relationships on that other side over here. I don't care if it's work, romantic relationships, friendships, business partnerships. There are new people trying to come in that are more fitting for who you are now as opposed to who you were before. And pay attention to the time of this eclipse. It happens on the 8th because there's a lot of signs and symbols the universe is showing you about where these changes are going to be occurring. Now, we also have the Jupiter-Uranus alignment that's going to be happening. That's a very rare occurrence in itself. It happens every 12 to 14 years. It's never happened in the sign of Taurus, though, for us. So for you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime energy where we have the planet of luck, opportunity, and expansion. That's Jupiter, aligning with the planet of unexpected, unpredictable, radical shift and change, Uranus, right? So we have this combination that's going to be occurring in your second house of finances. This is a huge energy for you. This happens on April 21st. That doesn't mean that it won't happen. These things can happen before. These things can happen after. These things can happen at the eclipse. They could happen at the end of the eclipse, whatever it is. But this alignment itself happens at this time frame, and it happens in your house of finances. It is showing me that this is a year where you're reassessing all the things that you value, what it is you stand for now, what you will no longer tolerate, what your new standards are. And as a result, Jupiter sees that you are growing and it wants to push you and out into the new, right? It wants to expand you. It wants to bring abundance in. And Uranus, when it aligns with it on the 21st, says, I may bring that through unexpectedly. You have a lucky thing here, Aries, right? You're already going through this reassessment anyway for who you are and what you'll stand for and what you won't to bring balance in your lives. To have this alignment, I see some really unexpected financial gains that can happen, right? Looking at, for everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different, but know that the universe is responding to you and what your financial goals are. So if you want to manifest some money in, there may be a very strong chance that at this time frame is going to be happening, right? It's going to be happening for you. This is huge. Now, speaking of money, we have the full moon that's happening on the 25th. That is going to be in the other financial sector, the 8th house for you. That's where we're dealing with our debts. Second house over here is about the money you make. The 8th house is the money that you take. So that can be the debts that you have or the money that your partner makes, right? So it's other people's money that are over there. So this full moon that happens on the 25th, full moons are a time for when things reach a conclusion. And right now it's looking at this saying, I want financial freedom and I don't want to be in debt anymore, right? Whatever kind of situation you put that in. And so we have this full moon that comes in. If you are ready to let go of these debts, maybe that's some of the balance you're looking for this year. This is going to be a perfect time, right? To put it out into the energy. Just a couple of days beforehand, this unexpected financial windfall may happen. Maybe it gives you this ability to pay things off, right? There's something about this, right? That's going to be happening that may not come around again. Know when to act. Also knowing when to slow it down a little bit too, right? Because Aries, you're ruled by Mars. It's the warrior planet. It goes without thinking sometimes. And so what happens around the same time frame too, this is going to be on from the 9th to the 11th, your ruling planet Mars, that warrior that wants to go, 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 jump, 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 be brave, brave, brave. It aligns with the opposing planet of that is Saturn, and that's restriction. So it's almost like Mars is a foot on the gas, Saturn is a foot on the brake, right? And so this time frame may also be showing you where you need to limit yourself in certain ways in order to make the most of this financial opportunities that may be coming in for you this year. So that's a really huge thing as well. Anything that you want to let go of, I'm telling you, do it in that time frame of the full moon on the 23rd. It's a very, very powerful time frame. But no matter what, this is a year of realizations and epiphanies and understanding what it is that you want moving forward and what you're not going to tolerate anymore. So Aries, do that. Know that you have an amazing gateway that's happening in April for you, and to really just listen act on it when you need to, and to believe in yourself. And it's amazing the things that I think are going to be able to happen for you. So thank you so much for watching.